Hello everyone and welcome. In this video we are going to go through again the use of the CPS management screens versus the right click to send individual documents, and this video is going to be geared for the SDL manually sending documents to NRT versus the automated button. So there's really two different methods, and both will work the same way. And the manual option's always there in case something goes wrong with the automated option. So the automated option, right, let's switch to the SDL here, is this automated option's kind of geared if you complete the standard and all of its supporting documents together, and then in one batch you update the entire NRT with all of the new documents. So if you adopt the national standard, let's say 362, and then you write the practice overview, the statement of work, 3 spec documents, you do 2 IRs, and you do 1 standard drawing. Instead of having to do every one of those manually, you send all of them together. So this kind of follows that same process where, first you would do the update CPDS for the practice purpose statements. Then you would add the same as standard effective date to that standard in those 5 supporting documents. You would update the index of the new standard adoption date. You would transfer all these to FileNet to make that link between FileNet and ePhotog possible. You would end date any old documents, and then you'd come to 6 where you would transfer all of these 6 documents, the standard and the 5 supporting documents, and you would transfer all of those to FileNet. So that's really the benefit of the automation buttons, is that you can finish all of the documents together, and then you have a nice 1 to 6 step process to get everything to ePhotog or NRT. Now let's say you don't work like that. Maybe you adopt the standard and then you release it right then, and then you work on the O&M document and then you release that, and then you work on a spec document and then you release that. So in that case, you don't really need to do these automated features. You don't need to go through 1 to 6. You might go like 1 and 3. You still have to update CPDS this way, and you still have to update the state index this way. But step 2 you can do on the document. Step 4 you can do on the document. Step 5 you can do on older documents, and step 6 you can do on the document. So it really can work to your workflow and what works best for your state. So if you're a state that wants to revise and have everything complete in a package before sending it, then following this 1 to 6 step process will work great. If you're a state that just does the documents one at a time, or Paul's doing the O&M document, Sally's doing the spec, and Jason's doing the standard, and you guys each can just send the document when you're done, or you can wait until all of you are done together and then transfer them. And these are just hypothetical situations. I don't know your specific workflow. So let's just go. I'm just going to show the manual process here of sending a document. As the automation buttons, right, you guys can just go straight through the list where you release a document. No, I could do it for 555 actually. Let's do it for that one. So I'm going to check this out. Yeah, I'm going to do it just give me 1 second here. I'm just going to switch it over to released. Okay, so first it would be awaiting CPDS updates, right? So I would come to my CPS management window here. I would do step 1. I would choose Illinois, and I would do 555. I would send that data over. There we go. Okay, so that gets updated. So then we would check out the document and make it released. So we have successfully updated. At this point, I don't have access to DES, but as a state data steward, you would go over there and update that manually, or do all your research concerns. Okay, so here we're at a pivotal part, right? So the standard effective date is open. I can add a date into this field. So depending on which way you were going to go, if you again just wanted to send this standard by itself, then you could probably just do the manual method. If you wanted to wait for all the supporting documents to finish, then you wouldn't want to add a standard effective date in yet, because we don't know that date yet. Like, it may take us a week or 2 weeks to finish all these supporting documents, so we don't know the exact date yet. So if I'm going to do the manual method, I'm going to add a date here. If I'm going to do the automated method, I wouldn't add a date. So I'm just going to add a date just for sake of doing the manual method. So I'll save that. And then again, if I was going to do the automated method, I could use, once all the supporting documents are done, I'd go to step 2 to add the effective date. I would then update my index for Illinois. I would then transfer my document to FileNet, so Illinois, and then 555. And then my mouse stopped working, so at that point there is no older version of 555, so there's nothing to end date. And then I would go to update NRT, and I would do Illinois, and I would do 555, and then it would transfer. All right, there we go. Interesting. All right, well, it said it passed for the state standard. I'm not sure what this message is. I did have like a network glitch in the middle of that, so it could have been related. So it's something for me to look at. So this document, that was the automated method, right, of going through those buttons to release the document. Now the manual method, right, so before I put on the date for the manual method, and then I now have these right-click options, so I can do FileNet options and send to FileNet. And then I can do right-click options, update metadata in NRT, and then update NRT, and then it updates it in NRT. So let me add another supporting document here. Let's go to, actually that was fine. Let's take this implementation requirement document, and we're just going to switch it for Illinois. Okay, and I'm going to make this final, and I'm going to route it to no one. And this is going to be a implementation requirement. The document name here is going to be IR Rockwall. Practice code is 555. State is Illinois. Display name, I'm going to copy this. Document effective date, I want it for September 1st. So again, manual way, I'm choosing the date here. Automated way, I would use the button for it once I have all of them done. And then I'm going to hit OK. So now I've created another document that's going to follow into this path. So I don't need to do these buttons anymore. I can just right click, FileNet options, send FileNet, and it gets it successful, and then I can just right click, update in NRT, and update. And then that updates the document in NRT. So just to recap again, right? So automated buttons, it's great if you have all of the documents done together and you're going to release them in a package deal. You could also use this for setting them in the future. So let's say you have all of the documents done in July. You could add October 1st as the release date and have everything set up and transferred. So on October 1st, everything automatically gets switched over. And then you could also do them. You can also use the automated buttons just to give you the step-by-step process. If you get confused or forget, this lines it out exactly all 6 steps that need to take place. If you're very confident in this process and don't need to, see it, you can do everything manually with the right-click options and setting the metadata onto the document itself. Except for obviously updating the CPDES and the state index. Those you would have to use these state management buttons for. Alright, well I hope that helped. I hope that explained the differences and why you'd want to use these 2 different methods. Again, the manual process is always there as backup, and the automated buttons give you a good workflow process to work through for releasing documents to NRT. Thanks, and see you in the next one.